I've seen some videos online of people saying that this is consciousness having an experience with itself, and we're just here to experience reality. And there's truth to that in a sense, but there's definitely structure to reality, how it's set up. It's set up in various levels. There are consequences to our actions. And if we don't become conscious of how our actions impact ourselves and others, then there will be repercussions for those actions until we become aware of our power. And what I'm learning is a lot of it really ties to the body. So your body is an electrical antenna, and it pulses out an energetic frequency. And what you're consuming in reality impacts the frequencies that you have access to act out. Now, when you reach a high level of consciousness, you always have the ability to tap into that level. But to live in that level, you must act in accordance with what someone in that level would behave as. Because if you're only channeling high level of consciousness and you're tapping into it, but your actions don't actually correlate with that consistently, then you're going to face, thoughts coming into your field to act out that don't align, that feel like pressure. And that's because you're creating a vessel that's able to entertain those thoughts based off the frequency of what you're consuming. So if you look at everything, from a logic standpoint, I always talk about fruit, but fruit is really high voltage, and it will open up your ability to access higher level truths as you clear your vessel. Now, if you only consume things because you think it's for health reasons, then you're living on a lower plane of reality, because that health is not really necessarily real. It's an invention made up by humanity. What's real is that you're an electrical being and an energetic being, that everything has energetic components tied to it, that when you consume that, you're putting that in your field, and it's changing the dynamic of what you're able to attract to you to act out. Because it's not coming from you, it's coming from God. But part of the game is there is this mental pattern within the ego where the ego thinks it's separate. And so if you act out things in life always thinking that you're separate, then you're going to have to continue to repeat lessons on whatever level you're operating at until you recognize that you're not actually separate from everyone else around you, and starting to really grasp, if you're God, like God is coming through you from a flow state, what is God asking you to behave as? Because the ego originally wants to do its own thing, right? Regardless of what maybe a higher order is telling it to do, it wants to do its own thing based off lower level habits created in the game. And the goal is to get the ego to understand the higher level order and choose that order in the game as a character. And the more inner work you do, the more that you train your body, the more you train your breath, the more that you start to really understand all components of reality and then choose good, this is when you start to really align with your power.